What's up guys, I'm here with the video, welcome to episode 58 of Let's Build a City. Today we're building a Toys R Us store. So yeah. Let's revive Toys R Us. Rest in peace to Toys R Us, by the way.
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Toys R Us store for all of your city building needs. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Not only have I designed the outside of Toys R Us for you, but I have designed the inside of Toys R Us. Ouch, my ears. That's why I get the sound effects. But you'll have to wait until later in the tutorial to get a full look at the inside. Well, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is certainly going to be a fun one. Let's get started. Now, just before we begin building, my friends, here are all of the materials that you...
Okay, let's grab the materials. Alright, let's revive Toys R Us. So we did white, yellow concrete, red concrete, blue concrete, black glass pane, birch planks, blue glass block, blue stained glass. Ooh, lapis lazuli. I'm just gonna grab a loom because you use the crafting table, but I like a loom better.
You'll need to make your Toys R Us. Please do make sure that you have access to all of those and enough of them as well. One little warning. Once we have finished with all of those materials, we are going to need a lot of others as well. They're mainly going to be decorative materials though, and there's a lot of choice involved. I'll notify you when we get to the right part in the video what sort of other things that we're going to be using. But that's in the future, let's not worry about that now. The amount of space required to make Toys R Us is a 29 by 22 block area on the ground. Please feel free to make this grid in your world if you are planning out a city. Plus, this also gives you a couple of rows around your Toys R Us, so it's not going to be 100% snug inside of this grid. And that's it. Pause the video if you have to. Do make sure that you're ready to build this. Make sure you've got enough room, enough materials. Make sure that you want to build an awesome toy store. And once you're ready, we can begin. Step 1, Toy Story friends. Come all the way to the front left-hand corner of the grid. Count backwards from the front left corner. 1, 2, 3, and then right by 1, 2. This is the starting position. Place a yellow concrete, and then 7 more going right. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Place a birchwood plank, and then place 2 on top. 1, 2. And then you're going to want to place a row of 3 birchwood planks in front of this. And on top of the 3rd birchwood plank this time, place a birchwood slab. Go right of that slab by 8 using the slabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are then going to extend this down to the ground using birchwood planks. And behind those birchwood planks, we are going to want to, of course, place 3 birchwood planks. To come back inwards again, we are going to extend that back birchwood plank to the right by 8 using yellow concrete. 8. 1, 2. Sorry guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We now want to extend this. Let's go check if it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8. Okay, yep, so
8th block backwards by 16.
16, okay. That's not a bad number. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. To which we will then extend across the back of the build, with the intent purpose of connecting all the way to the front of the build. Extend across until you see where it connects, and then connect it for yourself. What we will then do is on the front left corner of Toys R Us, we will extend the corner upwards by 2 using yellow concrete. 1, 2. Going right of this, we want to have a triple wide window, so use glass pane or block and place 1, 2, 3 going right. You then want to have 2 yellow concrete come up from the frame right of the glass, and then another triple wide window. 1, 2, 3. But you see, my friends, not only do we want to have windows on the front, but we also have a singular window on the side. So also coming from the front, we want to move backwards and have a triple wide window coming back, with then a double tall yellow concrete row moving backwards as well. We can then add another row of glass pane on top of the pane coming up from the frame, like this. And we actually want to mirror this onto the opposite side also. So all the way over here on the right corner, we want to place 1, 2 yellow concrete scissors, and then 3 glass pane coming across. 1, 2, 3. Double yellow concrete, 3 glass. But additionally, we also want to have that window on this right side too. So 1, 2, 3, and then the double tall window. And then we can just add more glass on top, just like this. We want to make the glass double. There we go. So there we have all of the windows sorted out. The next thing that we're going to do is concerning the entrance. So basically, we want to place a row of 3 red concrete next to both of these sides that have the extended inwards birchwood planks, like this. We want to connect the red concrete together at the top. We want to place glass coming inwards from both sides of the red concrete area. Red concrete coming inwards from both sides of glass. And in the middle here will be a doorway, but we can't place that just yet. Additionally, what I would recommend is adding a row of birchwood slabs just underneath the top of the frame. So you kind of get a cool thing where you are kind of obstructing half of the top of the entrance, which is cool, but you'll also find that we'll be obstructing half of the area just above the door. It's a cool effect, we'll see it later. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to raise up all of the rest of the yellow concrete frame around Toys R Us, and we are raising it up with the purpose of making it as high as the rest of the windows. That's pretty much all there is to it. So, raise it up, make it as high as all of the other rest of the windows. And then, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to place blue concrete on top. So these are the fabled colours of your Toys R Us. So, we have blue concrete on top of the yellow. It's going to go all the way around, and this is going to set us up for a pretty cool part of the store. You'll see what we're going to be doing in just a moment. So, that is what we want to do right now. That is perfect. We want to take the front left-hand corner of the store, it always comes back to this, and we want to place 8 blue concretes on top of this corner.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we are going to extend this all the way to the right, and we are going to extend it right down like this. And then we're going to extend that same corner backwards, and then we're going to extend it down to the corner. We're going to extend it across the back of the build. And that's right, we're going to extend it down to the corner. And then we'll take these top two corners here, the front and the back, and we will join them together.
And there we go. I've seen Toys R Us images that have like a giant grid on. Guys, I need to itch my ear. Oh, my ear is so itchy. Oh, sorry. My ear was itchy.
Perfect. So, next thing, very boring. We have to divide the area up a lot. So, how do
divide it up? Okay, this won't be so hard.
If you start from the bottom left-hand corner, it's always this corner. You want to take this empty space here, and you want to move right, and you want to place 3 glass blocks. 1, 2, 3. And then you want to place blue concrete. Now, if you can remember that, 1, 2, 3, blue concrete. 1, 2, 3, blue concrete.
It'll be easy to leave a gap of 3. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're making a really cool shape.
1, 2, 3, blue concrete. 1, 2, 3, blue concrete. 1, 2, 3. We already have that. Then you will be pretty good. That's most of the pattern complete. And here's the cool thing about this, right? So not only does that pattern persist on the downward plane, the X coordinate, I think it is, but coming upwards, what we will do is we will...
Hey man, what kind of smart outfit do I need?
I don't know, look today.
Oh yeah, today's Saturday.
What do you expect, baby girl?
What? What's she barking? I'm literally playing Minecraft. Oh, Bonnie, bless you. Bless you. Bless you. What was she barking at?
Extend all of the blue concrete upwards. This will connect to the top of the frame. And by the way, we're going to be doing this on every single side. It's not just the front that gets this treatment. Every side gets it. Here we go. But what we will be doing also is we will be dividing it horizontally. And it's very easy again. You want to place 1 layer of glass, 2 layers of glass on top. Reason being, we already have 1 layer of glass, 2, 3, and then we're going to cut the area in half horizontally so it somewhat looks like a waffle. So this is what the area is going to look like. So that is what the front of your Toys R Us will look like. And equally so, what you can do is you can cut the entire
I'm gonna cut everything in half. There we go. Oh, look at this potato waffle. Look, waffle.
half of your Toys R Us in half horizontally. You can cut it straight through, very much like you would cut through a sandwich. Pretty much the exact same thing for a nice fresh baguette. And what else are we going to do? Well, we have to divide it vertically through every single part of the build. And again, all you have to do, if you start from any one side, you place 3 glass, blue concrete, 3 glass, blue concrete, 3 glass, blue concrete, and you'll be able to place 3 glass. And that will persist throughout the build. You can see that the right side works this way, the left side is certainly going to work this way, because if the right and left are the same, then of course they're both going to function in the same fashion. But if we come to the back as well, you'll notice of course the back will also divide itself in the same way, because the back is equal to the front. So what I'm going to recommend that you do is that you do this on all sides. So you place your glass, you use that to measure out where you have to place your blue concrete, and once you have kind of created this waffle grid pattern, we will be able to fill it in our multiple ways, because we have to do a couple of things when it comes to this. That's the back side of this done, and now
I already done the waffles. Time to fill everything in. Not my most favourite part, but I have to do it anyway. I actually built this in building stuff. The world will never be missed. Rest in peace, building stuff. You can go and check out the playlist if you want. The episodes are still alive for you to watch, but the world is actually gone. So rest in peace, building stuff. Don't worry. Every time I get bad weather, or something bad will happen, like basically like a thunderstorm or lightning will struck a house. If I lose power, I will save my world, turn off my PS4, and make sure this world isn't deleted. If my world gets deleted, then I don't know what to say. This is going to take a very long time, but I have to do it. It's for all the people. It's for... And the fun part is filling it in with lapis lazuli, because that's not going to take long to do, because all I have to do is fill in absolutely every single square with blue glass. And there we go. Side done.
I'm not even going to use the glass, because I can use the opposite side, and I can simply count 3 blocks in between all of these particular rows. Perfect. So now that we have divided the top of the rows into a fantastic grid-looking shape, the next thing that we are going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we have to do this, specifically this, right? This is what we're going to be doing to our Toys R Us. First, we have to fill the top of this in using blue concrete.
Alright, blue concrete. I'm going to do that once I finish the glass for the back left side.
What we will do is we will just run rows and rows and rows of blue concrete across the top of Toys R Us. That has to be completely filled in, and to save time, perfect. That is what the top... Perfect. That is what the top of your Toys R Us will look like once it has been filled in with blue concrete. Once you have accomplished this, we have a lot of the same thing to do around Toys R Us. Every single gap and hole that is a square around the top of your Toys R Us wants to look like this. You want to fill the outer part of these squares in using glass blocks specifically. And I would suggest using lapis lazuli behind the glass because it gives you a cool texture and it's also very close to blue but not quite blue. It's a really cool texture, like that's how it looks with the lapis lazuli. And if you were to do the same thing using, blue concrete, I mean, you get an effect. It looks cool still because it's like behind the glass and because of the depth, but it's just an interesting different colour shade. Like it's so close to it, but it's a different texture. It looks better, in my opinion. So we have to do that to every single side. So this is what the front will look like once you have a...
Time to fill it in with lapis lazuli. Luckily I filled it in with glass. This is going to be really easy actually. All I have to do is fill in absolutely every single window. Not every single window. Not the bottom windows, not the black glass, but the blue glass. It's going to be filled in with lapis lazuli. Boom. Let's see how the front looks. There we go. That looks actually pretty cool. Actually, I'm really happy. That's actually really cool. All right. Next side. The side. I know. We have to do the side.
What the left side will look like once you have applied the same effect. This is what the back will look like once you have applied the same effect as well. And now lastly, this is what the same effect looks like once applied to the right hand side as well. So now we've actually done that to all four sides, and if I do say so myself, Toys R Us looks very good this way. Of course, you are more than welcome to simply use your blue concrete instead of the lapis lazuli, depending on whether or not you can get a hold of it, depending how you're building this exactly. But this is the effect nonetheless. Next job, my friends, one of my least favourite things to do, but it's came up to this point. We must make the dreaded Toys R Us sign, which means we have to get out our banners. I am going to get rid of all of these materials right here, except for the crafting table. I'm going to slam one of these bad boys down on the ground. I'm going to get rid of the crafting table because we won't need it ever again. And we are going to begin by grabbing our blue banner.
Okay, let's chuck down the loom. I use the loom because it's easier. Get rid of the loom. Grab banners. The words for Toys R Us are actually pretty cool. They're actually kind of colourful. So, here we go.
Here, I'm going to move the dies up closer in my inventory, like this.
So what I need to do, what kind of dies do I, okay, I need red dye, orange dye, lime dye, pink dye, I definitely need yellow dye, Dies. And we need blue dye. Perfecto.
And I'm going to move the dies up closer in my inventory, like this. And I'm going to crack open the crafting table.
Oh. Why is lime dye in here? Why is lime dye in here? I already have. So, bam. Bam. Put that there. Bump. No. You're... No. You're going there. Go there. And put the banners here. Elytra. Grab all of these. No. Come here. No. Come here. Delete you. Bam.
Here we are. And I guess I'll even like move the banners there too, I guess. And we're going to start with the first banner, which is T. So, brand new blue banner right in the middle left of the crafting table, and place red dye coming up the centre of the table. Grab the new banner and place it in the middle of the table, with red dye coming along the top of the banner. That is T in all its glory. Grab a brand new banner and place it in the centre of the table, with orange dye coming along the bottom. Grab that banner and place it in the centre of the table, with orange dye coming up the left side. Grab the new banner and place it in the centre of the table, with orange dye coming along the top. Grab the new banner and place it once more in the centre of the table, with orange dye coming along the right side. That, my friends, is O. Now, we must make Y. Why must we do this? Y is quite easy to make. You place a blue banner in the middle left of the table. Lime dye coming from the top left corner to the... bottom right. You grab that banner, you place it in the top centre of the table. 2 rows of blue dye directly below it to knock off the lower half of that shape. Grab that banner, place it in the middle left of the table again, but this time you want to place a nice little bit of lime dye bottom left corner to top right corner. Grab that new banner and you will find that that is your Y. Now we must make Z or Z depending from where you are from. Place a brand new blue banner right in the middle of the table with pink dye along the bottom. Grab that banner and place it in the middle of the table with pink dye coming along the top. Grab that banner and place it in the middle left of the table with pink dye top left corner to bottom right corner. And there you have your Z or Z or however you want to pronounce that letter. Okay, next we have a blue banner in the centre of the table with a row of yellow dye coming up the right.
Now we need to get rid of the pink dye.
Side. Grab that banner and place it in the middle of the table. Then place some yellow dye coming along the top. Grab that banner and place it in the middle right of the table. And then place a row of yellow dye bottom left corner to top right corner. And that is your R. I'm well aware that the R is backwards. It is actually backwards in the actual proper logo itself. So hey, blame Toys R Us. Apparently drafts don't know how to do some letters. So next banner, place a brand new blue one right in the middle of the table with lime dye coming.
Forget hard work. Employment Hero. Manage HR, recruitment, contracts, payroll, reviews, and rewards in one platform. This is the smarter way to manage people. For small and medium-sized businesses on the up. Work easy. Search Employment Hero.
On the left side. Grab that banner and place it in the centre of the table with lime dye coming up the right side. Grab that banner and place it in the middle of the table, and place a line die coming along the bottom. That is you. We only have one more banner, and it's going to be S. Blue banner in the middle of the table, red die coming along the bottom. Grab the new banner, place it in the center of the table, red die coming along the top. Grab that banner, place it in the middle left of the table, with red die, bottom left corner to top right corner. That's actually the exact opposite of what you have to do. We have to place the die coming top left corner to bottom right. Funnily enough, by the way, that is the final banner complete. Inadvertently, I did just teach you how to make a Z or a Z. And I just realised that when we made the actual pincast, I think that I thought it was a Z myself. Feel free to laugh at me in the comments section. Let's have a good laugh now. Oh, he doesn't know his letters. I'm just a stupid koala. Now, despite the fact that this dummy here doesn't know the difference between an S and a Z, we can come all the way to the middle left of our Toys R Us, where we have the horizontal row of blue concrete. You want to come inwards to the right, and you want to find the center of the second layer of where the glass is. So right in this position here. This is where T goes. Leave a gap going right, place O. Gap going right, place Y. Gap going right, place S. What's that? Leave a gap going right, place the R. Gap going right, place the U. Gap going right, place the secondary S. And there we have Toys R Us. Now, there is a slight bit of detail that we can add to this, by the way, and I'd recommend if you grab the red concrete, you can place red concrete blocks in these positions. So where we have the horizontal rows of blue concrete just above where the yellow concrete joined them, you can place some red concrete. And I don't know why, but this is present on some of the stores that I looked at, and it kind of just looks a little bit cooler. I don't know why, I like the effect. I'm going to, before I do something stupid, which I am prone to doing, I'm going to chuck a chest on the ground.
Don't worry, I can collect the banners. I have the option. Took the dies away because there are too many.
Just chuck away the banners until you're sure you don't need them.
I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back.
But now we can move on to just the final little outside bit here. So I'm going to recommend that you grab the smooth stone, and what I want to do is I just want to dig an entire 2 rows going all the way around Toys R Us, and I did say 2, but on the front, 2 rows in front is like 2 rows out in front. I mean literally, so you've got 2 rows clearance around all of your Toys R Us. I want to dig out 2 rows of this, and I want to replace it all using smooth stone. Now that is a design choice that you may want to make yourself, but this is what it will look like if you do decide to do it. This is what it looks like if you choose to use smooth stone around your Toys R Us. Now, you're more than welcome to do it. This is what it looks like.
Gotta kill some animals inside of my Toys R Us because I don't want animals. Get out. Thank you.
choose to use smooth stone around your Toys R Us. Now, you're more than welcome to replace that material with something else. It just so happens to make Toys R Us apart. So feel free to clear a bit of ground depending on where you're building this and what have you, but that's what I would recommend for the build, depending on where you are indeed building it. Now, next we have to prepare the inside a little bit. That will require some blue concrete, it will need sea lanterns and some block of quartz. Now, inside a little bit, that will require some blue concrete, it will need sea lanterns and some block of quartz. Now, once you have all three of these materials, we can work our way onto the inside. The first thing that we are going to do inside is we are going to refloor Toys R Us. So I'm going to dig up all of the grass or whatever material might be inside Toys R Us. Again, I don't know where you're building this exactly, but whatever the regular floor material is, we're going to dig it up, and I am using block of quartz. Now, you don't have to use block of quartz. You can use some sort of wood if you like. You can use some more smooth stone. You can use whatever it is you feel will look better, but quartz is quite good because the ceiling's going to be blue, so it works out quite nicely. This way, but again, you know, you do you. So first we remove all of the grass like this, and then we replace it with our material of choice. In this case, I'm using quartz. Now, this is what the floor will look like, minus the bubbles, once you have replaced it with your material of choice. The next thing we have to do, which is also quite time consuming, is replace the ceiling. You may choose to have a nice high ceiling like this. I don't want that. So what I am going to do is, using blue concrete, I'm going to connect the lapis lazuli that I used for the ceiling together like this. So I'm going to place blue concrete and the back of the store together.
Sorry about that, guys. Hello, spiced chili. Welcome to the live stream.
There we go. That is what the ceiling will look like once it has been connected together using blue concrete. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much the time-consuming job complete. The next thing we have to do is install lights inside the ceiling. I have a method for this. I'm using sea lanterns, by the way, but you can use glowstone, redstone lamps, anything that emits a decent amount of light. So, I'm going to use my sea lanterns. I'm going to go towards the front left corner of the store, and I'm going to line up where the edges of the windows are. So, this yellow concrete here, and this yellow concrete here, in the ceiling. I want to join them in the middle, and I want to place... sea lantern where they would theoretically connect like this. So at a 90-degree angle, right there. I'm going to move along the store, and everywhere that we have a pillar, I'm going to place some sea lanterns. And this also includes, so where we have this yellow here, the birch here, I'm going to place one here, where the middle of the entrance is, because it spaces out nicely. And then I'm going to place one here, and here. And hopefully, if we take a look, you should be able to see the method to my madness. Now, what we're now going to do is we want to extend these coming towards the back of the store. All you have to do is leave a gap of 3 in the ceiling and place a lantern. You'll kind of reach a logical conclusion here as you come towards the back. And they will just sit nicely right in the center of the store, and they'll provide a good amount of light. You're more than welcome to add pictures and stuff to the ceiling later on, if you so choose, but this is just my method to have some nice balanced lights in the ceiling as we go about our business working out how to best add some things inside of here. So, now that we've added all of the lights, I'm going to just chuck away all of these materials right here, and I'm going to grab some.
Let's see how Toys R Us looks now. What happened to the sky? The sky looks really weird with night vision. Okay, it's starting to flash. It's starting to flash. And it's starting to flash. It's starting to flash. There we go. That looks a lot better now. Let's see how Toys R Us looks inside. Wow! I'm really happy. Toys R Us is now fully lit. The only thing I don't want in here? Nasty bats. Get out. Thank you. Right, let's work on the inside.
Other stuff. So we're going to need, say, some oak wood planks. We're going to need some black concrete. We'll be using some iron bars. We're even going to be using a little bit of black carpet as well. I'm even probably going to use a little bit of block of quartz. I'm definitely going to be using some blue concrete, definitely some yellow, and maybe even some quartz slabs too. That's just to start us up. So what we're going to do in here, first of all, is we're going to add some displays and some stuff like that to the store. So in the front left-hand corner of the store here, right, I'm going to move along this window, and just right of the window, I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 oak wood planks. I'm also going to have the 3 moving backwards, and I'm going to place 1, 2, 3 oak wood planks. And this is just going to be a bookcase display. To leave a gap of 1, 2, 3, and on this 4th block, I'm going to place an iron bar and extend it towards me by 3. 1, 2, 3, connect it to this wall. Raise up the bars by 1 row using your iron bars like this. And then we're going to place a row of black carpet on top of the iron bars. So, what? It's so tricky to place these. Hang on. So here, 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 and here. And that is going to be a ball pit. So, you know, where you'd like get a football or whatever, just those colourful balls that you can buy. Now that we have kind of like a place where we're going to put like a book stand and stuff and some shelves and people can buy stuff off, we're going to, in this corner here, like closest to where the bookshelf is, we're going to have a 2 by 2 square of black concrete, and we're going to surround it using trapdoors. Now this is basically just going to be, you know how you have those stands around the stores sometimes that have like the price of something and then it has like a couple of things that you can get. It's kind of like a bargain bin sort of thing, like where you can buy some toys and what have you from. That'll become more obvious later on. We're just putting structures in place at the moment. So additionally, we're going to have another one of these coming along here where we have from the corner of the ball pit, and then we're going to place ourselves a 2x2 square of black concrete here, and then we're going to have these spruce trapdoors surrounding them. So we're going to have a few of these because they make quite good design features, and you can just chuck whatever you like in them, and it looks pretty decent. So, at the store here, where we have the wood area, we're going to leave a gap of 3 in the ground, 1, 2, 3, and then starting on top of this block, I want you to place 1, 2, 3 block of quartz. Extend the top 2 block of quartz coming across by 3 using bars. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to place some block of quartz on the opposite side. And we're just going to have that as kind of like another separate display where we're going to have some, well, you'll see, we're going to mount some like weapons and stuff, like foam weapons and what have you that, you know, you could buy, or at least things that kind of sort of look like that. Additionally, I'm going to place some bars on the entrance area. I'm going to place bars on the left and right side coming outwards from the 2 most outer red concrete areas. And those are going to be security scanners later on. Additionally, I want you to take this red concrete here just next to the entrance, and we're going to leave a gap of 3 in the ground, 1, 2, and 3 again. And then we're going to place a blue concrete, 1 on top, place 3 yellow concrete, 1, 2, 3 coming along the side, and then we're going to place a blue concrete, join it down, 3 more yellow concretes, 1, 2, 3, blue concrete, join it down. Then we're going to leave a gap of 2, and then on this back wall here, we're going to use a red concrete this side, and we're going to extend it up by 2, and we're just going to use a little bit of quartz slabs just coming across this bottom concrete. We're going to place 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then red concrete on the ground, extend up by 2, like this. Additionally, I'm going to place some quartz slabs underneath these yellow concretes here, and we're just making loads of stands, loads of... displays, loads of things like this. So now you can see it's actually getting a bit cluttered in here, and that's kind of how I like it. I like it nice and cluttered, and it's going to have loads of details in here. So now that you've placed all of this, we are going to work towards the right side of the store, which is just a little bit less cluttered, mind you. So I want you to take from this blue concrete here that we placed after we lined up with the door, I want you to leave a gap of 3 going right, 1, 2, 3. On top of this 4th block, I just want you to move inwards by 1, place a blue concrete, and then 5 more coming along the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how the outside looks. Okay, not too bad at all. Toys R Us is a little bit lit, but from the outside, right now, as you can see, it's not that lit outside from Toys R Us's perspective. It is shined here where the lantern is from my Halloween costume store there. So yeah,
like this. And then I want you to come towards the wall, move left by 1, and then place 1, 2, 3 black concretes here, and I want you to place 2 sets of iron bars coming out from the top of the second 2 black concretes like this. Now, once you've done that, we also have to make what is going to be a till area. So the till area is actually going to be measured from the right side of the store and just left of the window. So here, I want you to place a red concrete, leave a gap of 1, and then another red concrete like this. And then we're going to place, coming across, about 8 red red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And then we're going to join back to the wall. We're going to install a shelf above here. Now the shelf wants to be just in between the red concrete that we have for the counter space. And it also just wants to just sit so that we can place stuff on top of this yellow concrete area. So that's kind of what we've got going on at the moment. Additionally, what else could we have around here? I feel as though that we're a little bit too much cluttered towards this way. We could have another couple of bargain bins, kind of like just here, coming outwards, like here and here. We could have another couple of bargain bins just right next to the till, where they're trying to sell you, like, you know, the stuff that nobody wants. They could just be connected to this, like, blue concrete area. And yeah, I guess that's kind of a good place to put them. Like that's usually like where all of the discounted stuff is, and you can just have a couple of chests across here. But structure-wise, we're actually doing a really good job. The last couple of things that I just want to add around the place, just before we do move on a little bit, is we're going to use a lot of item frames, loads. We're going to use some chests, and I would also like to use some bookshelves as well. So bookshelves, for instance, I want to create kind of like a book area here next to where the counter is. So it's probably going to be like kind of just here, and it's going to come up as high as the yellow. And the bookshelves are probably going to come back a little bit further than the actual counter themselves. You can place a couple of chests around here, so just a couple of chests that have like books in them, and maybe even like a double chest area here, something like that. You might even want to place like a couple of chests underneath the counter space as well. You might feel as though you want to place like a couple of chests, like maybe like one here and here next to like the quote-unquote bargain bins. You might feel as though that like on the ground next to like these stands here, you might want to place like a couple of double chests to actually keep some toys in them. Advertising here. You might also feel as though that you want to place maybe just kind of like build up a couple of chests, just like a chest or two here as well, maybe like even like one here if you wanted to. Maybe have, I don't know where else, maybe like a chest here, or maybe like a double chest here, just to kind of like build up this area. Maybe like a set of bookshelves along the bottom here, maybe even a set of bookshelves along the top, just as a bit of a display. You can place some item frames along the bookshelves, and maybe even in between. We're going to use a lot of item frames everywhere. So like for instance, like this iron bar area, we're going to have item frames coming along the side of it. And again, you can place some more chests to store stock in. And we're just going to have like item frames everywhere, like just here. I'm even going to place item frames everywhere where we have these like yellow concretes. I'm going to place item frames in them because it's going to be advertising stuff that we are selling. Also in here as well. I want it to feel nice and busy around here. This area here is like we're going to place some item frames in between these two red stacks. Additionally, if you want to kind of like add a bit of detail, maybe even a bit of shelf structure, you can use things like trapdoors and stuff to like add on a little bit of something onto the top of these shelves. The stands, like if you wanted to, like here, and if you wanted to, like you could add it on here as well, or you could use some quartz or something like that on there. So if you wanted to, like just so that it's got a little bit more structure, if you so chose, like, you could do the same along the top of here and there and all of that. What else am I going to do? Well, just above here, maybe I'll have like a couple of item frames in here as well. I'm going to want to have stuff along the top of this countertop here as well, so I'm probably going to place some more item frames, so maybe instance, here, here, and here. They kind of want to be a little bit of this countertop here as well, so I'm probably going to place some more item frames, so maybe here, for instance, here, here, and here. They kind of want to be a little bit of everywhere, like this whole store is like an advertisement. And I'm trying to see if there's anywhere else, like, oh, also, by the way, like here on these scanners, like I want to place like item frames, and inside of these we're going to just place some red concretes, because these are kind of like, you know, if you steal something from a store, not that you ever would, or even I ever would, but if one was to steal something from the store, then those scanners are like, oh, like embarrass you as they go off. Like even if you've not taken anything, like sometimes they just go off as you walk through, and then you get really embarrassed, and like the security guard comes up to you and you're like, I didn't do anything, but they don't believe you and they check your bag anyway. Yeah. Anyway, so that is the structure of the store, mostly complete, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a large amount of the structure completed around here. So all we have to do is we basically just have to add some items around the shop, we have to add some colorful stuff, maybe some shopping carts and what have you, and we can really make this shop pop. The last thing that we are going to do before we move on to the next part of the tutorial is stick an oak door right here on the outside in between those red concretes, because that, ladies and gentlemen, that puts an end to this part of the tutorial. The next part of the tutorial, you're probably not even going to need most of this stuff. You can, oh my, you don't need to be in my inventory right now. You can get rid of most of that. And here are the sorts of things that you are going.
Alrighty, let's grab everything we need. So we need oak fence gates. We need some coasters. Shopping carts, iron bars, item frames, chests. So
to progress on to the next part. Here are the sorts of things. Now you can put whatever you want in the item frames. You can include all sorts of different things inside of your store. But here are the sort of things that you might want to use in the construction of your shop. I'm not going to list absolutely every single material that I'm going to be using, but I am going to be giving you some hints as to what you can use, because otherwise this page is going to be way too long. But feel free to grab some of that stuff, feel free to grab all of it, and you'll sort of see what I'm talking about as we progress through this, how you're going to be using some of this, you're not going to be using some of this. Back in a moment. So I have just finished grabbing a lot of what we are going to need, but I'll tell you what, my inventory's full, and we will need way more than this as well. So that's why the item list that I just showed you is a bit more of a guideline than anything else. But of course, pause the video if you have to. Gather all the stuff. Once you're ready, we can get this thing started. So I'm going to grab the first round of materials right here, and I'm going to head. So the first thing I would actually like to do is make some shopping carts, because it takes up a good amount of space and it kind of looks good as well. So a shopping cart's very easy to make. Basically, you place a cauldron with an oak fence gate or any fence gate behind it. Looks like a shopping cart. That's all there is to it. I'm going to place some stuff in this corner of the store coming across. So I'm going to place iron bars in between them. Cauldron, fence gate, iron bar, cauldron, iron bar, cauldron, and then I'm just going to place that. It's in between. It just looks like a row of shopping carts that you can fill with all of your toys and stuff. And that's pretty much all there is to it. you will notice that I actually have some more fence and I have the itocranes out again, right? So these basically, I kind of forgot. I want to place some like stands around the store. So like wherever they sort of feel appropriate. I like the idea of having like an oak fence or any kind of fence or any sort of like vertical block like this and placing some itocranes around. And I like the idea of having like magazines or whatever it might be. So like maybe even like on the corner here, like we can have like an oak fence and like this, placing some itocranes around. And I like the idea of having like magazines or whatever it might be. So like maybe even like on the corner here, like we can have like an oak fence and we can have item frames and like this. Just I like the idea of having these, and then you can kind of advertise some like some. Coloring books, or they could indeed be like just magazines. Or what have you, and you can put like record players in them. So many different things that you can. Use these for just little stands with like stuff in them. Add some colour, adds more variety to the shop. Additionally, I'm going to fill in the area around the bookcases and stuff with like different kinds of books and all of that. Some colour adds more variety to the shop. Additionally, I'm going to fill in the area around the bookcases and stuff with like different kinds of books and all of that stuff. So like some books in here, and we've got an area over here as well where we have a lot of this. So maybe I'll vary it a little bit. So we'll have like some books here, book and quill here, and some enchanted books like in the middle. Here we can have like a couple of armors. And maybe you could put some like weapons on there, or you could give the armor stand some armor that people can buy like costumes and what have you. What else can we do with these? Not that much, to be honest. We're kind of done with like these sort of materials here, unless you wanted to put like, say, like another stand here, and then again, it's just like, these sorts of places are like loads of books and stuff. So you're more than welcome to like add the. Some like there, just anywhere that sort of feels right. I'm going to chuck these away, and I'm going to grab the heads. I'd recommend using a helmet so that you can easily just quickly grab them.
Time to wear my construction outfit. Yeah, we go. That looks a lot better. I'm going to change my character actually. I'll probably change my skin to like what's this? I develop builds, so I'll equip this. Perfect. Now I'm gonna grab the heads. There we go. How do you think of my skin? Looks pretty cool. Anyway, I'm gonna grab the heads.
So you don't accidentally place them on your head. And what are these heads for, right? So anywhere that we kind of have like bins, I think it's a good idea to have a couple. Well, heads in the bins, kind of like this, right? And they just look like plush toys that you can buy. So you can have some over here, of course, and you can have one or two over here. You can really stock them up if you want to, you know, it doesn't matter if you stock them all up. You don't even need to have heads in here, for instance. Like, you can even sell like crafting tables and whatever these two new blocks are, cartography table, reflection table. Like, you can just have these in here instead. Like, you can have, you know, you can sell anything in these bins, basically. Cartography table, reflection table. You can just have these in here instead. Like, you can have, you know, you can sell anything in these bins, basically. Like, they're very variable. Like, you can just kind of put whatever you want in here. So, like, if you wanted to just chuck a reflection table in there. Just for the fun of it, if you wanted to sell like anything that kind of is placed by itself, a furnace that kind of looks like an easy bake oven or something, like a glass furnace.
Doesn't look that lit outside, but you can still see some light. There we go, and I'm just going to continue.
You know, something kind of fun just to put in here. When it comes to these areas, like here, right? So this area, I kind of like the idea of like a Nerf gun sort of area. So like, if you're looking to buy a Nerf gun, you could have like you could use like a crossbow, you could use a bow, you could even have some like. If you wanted to, like, you can just do kind of like mix things up a bit. You could add some like arrows because they're always selling like different kinds of bullets and what have you. You could add like a crossbow here and a bow, and you.
That's on, and
like maybe these are the bow players. This is the cross. closer, and you could have like on this side like a couple of diamond swords, maybe even some gold swords. Maybe even like another crossbow and another bow, like just to, you know, just to vary it up a bit, like what can be sold, what's being bought here, that sort of fun stuff. You could even give like these guys, you could even give them like if you could place some item frames above here. I know it's item frames again, but you can place item frames above here. Kind of like what's on sale. This area here, I kind of like the idea of selling music discs because they kind of look like video game discs, and additionally I like the idea of notebook. You know, just a little bit of music, kind of sort of almost look like something as well, some toys. Like here we can sell some like music discs, just in side of this, and you can sell maybe like note blocks and jukeboxes. You could even play like on top here too, just to come. You could even fill this item frame up with them as well. These are just ideas, my friends. These are ideas, you know, feel free to do your own sort of things. I also like the idea of, I mean, is there anywhere else that we can kind of place these a little bit? Or, I mean, yeah, I mean, we can place maybe one or two up here if we shows. I don't like the idea of it being up there. I like the idea of, like, say there being like another custom head up here, because I love that as a decoration. I love the custom heads for some weird reason. Like, I love the idea of like just because they look so much like plush toys that I like them. I like them just kind of like being on the top of counters and what have you. If you wanted to make the counter look a little bit more realistic, I suppose that you could have like a cash register in the form of like a quartz stair. You could even like put a little bit of carpet on the counter as well, so maybe like you've got like one cash register here, and maybe just one cash register, to be honest, register in the form of like a quartz stair. You could even like put a little bit of carpet on the counter as well, so maybe like one register here, and maybe just one cash register, to be honest, and then we could have like red, yellow carpets coming across just to kind of like, I don't know, just additionally, like inside of these item frames, I mean, what do you want to sell? You know, you could sell like helmets, you could sell like shields, you could put. Some like more fun stuff in here. In terms of a dying and stuff, you know, just stuff that you might want to actually buy. If you want to add more chests about the place, or perhaps if you want to swap chests out, another alternative is not to use chests, but to use shulker boxes. Shulker boxes are a bit more colourful, so if you wanted
to... regular shulker box. You can spawn a shulker? Where did it go? Where'd that trucker go? Where's that shocker gone? Where is that shulker? Let me check the Halloween store. Any shulkers in here? Any shulkers in here? No. No shulkers in there. Where's that shulker? You know what? I'm gonna clear my materials and just use shulker boxes.
for instance, like if you wanted to sell some more it's like, but you didn't necessarily want the chest aesthetic, you could use shulker boxes just instead. Like same thing goes down here, so like you could just use shulker boxes as a
Where could that shulker be? I swear it was there somewhere. Hold on. Where is it? It's not on the roof. Not on the Halloween store roof. Not on me. Where could the shulker be? It disappeared somewhere. It better not be inside the store. I'm gonna search around the store. Trying to find that shulker somewhere.
Decoration, mix them in with the regular.
Oh, never mind.
And it just looks a little bit cool. I love shulker boxes. I love colour, so. You know what I mean? It kind of just makes sense. You can have them coming across here as well, kind of just anywhere. You know, you just want to fill this place up with stuff. So I like the idea of here. I kind of have a thing for, because I never had one, probably, model trains. So I kind of like the idea of like selling some like model train stuff, so like some rails, maybe even some different mine carts and stuff. Probably avoid the TNT one, but you know, maybe some. Some different rails and selling some like model trains. Again, I never really had. Well, as a kid, so that's probably why I kind of like. The look of them. They were always so expensive, could never afford them, but like they look so cool. They kind of do now, but I'm not riddling my house with model trains. But you know, that could be something that you add to the item frames, like here where we have like these iron bars. Now, I don't know whether you see these very often, but this is kind of like an area where you would buy posters. So you guys know like that sort of thing, like with posters, right? So you have like that thing that like folds out, and like multiple posters, and you keep like turning the pages of them. So this is what. So I like the idea of having, say, maybe like a double poster here, and then like single posters, kind of like all just ranked up, and you can choose which one you want to buy. And we'd have like something different on this opposite side, for instance. So maybe like we have a double poster up top here. Why that one? There we go. And then maybe you don't have to have like, say like here, you have this poster, this one, you know, and then you can buy them and you can store them in here. You can even put. Why? Why would you do that? Maybe you could even put like a couple of posters like here. It doesn't make it easy to. It really doesn't make it easy, you know. You can put a couple of posters up here or something, like maybe just like this. I don't know, something. I don't really want to post them like that, but you know, I don't want to get rid of these item frames and then you place them on there and then people can buy them. Additionally, like what else? We've filled up most of the item frames. I think that we've got most of these item frames filled up. Actually, we've kind of done a really good job. So the last couple of things. Number one, this is a ball pit one, so we're going to need loads of colourful concrete. You know, just grab a whole mix of concrete. Whether you want to grab the rainbow or what.
I heard that. I heard the shulker. Where was it? Right. Where's the shulker? Whatever you fucking do not destroy my fucking builds. Not around my Toys R Us. Where could it be? Hold on, I know. Slash kill.
Slowly fill up the outer part of the ball pit. You don't really have to like completely fill in the inside. Something like that looks really good. A mix of concrete, so if you want to grab the rainbow or whatever, you just like slowly fill up the outer part of the ball pit. You don't really have to like completely fill. The inside, something like that looks really good, right? That looks completely cool. People can kind of really fill up the outer part of the ball pit. You don't really have to like completely fill in the inside. Something like that looks really good, right? That looks completely cool. People can kind of like go and pick out a ball and they can play with it and what have you. If you want, you can refloor the areas as well. So you can use, I'd probably stick to the Toys R Us sort of colours, so like red, yellow and blue. You can kind of just place maybe strips of carpet. I hope this isn't like a flag or something. It's probably a flag that has these colours as well, but you know, these are just meant to be the toys.
Hello Beluga, welcome to live stream.
These strips of carpet. I hope this isn't. Or something. It's probably a flag that has these colours as well, but you know, these are just meant to be the Toys R Us colours. I'm not representing anybody in particular, but we've got like just a rook here, not really enough room for a rook here. Maybe in front of the cash register area where you would pay for your stuff, maybe we can have just a couple of colours like this. Maybe even mix it up a little bit. Maybe add a little bit of. Something like that, you know. Looks kind of cool, and we kind of have a pretty cool store now, right? Like there's a lot to explore, there's a lot on sale, it's all really, really exciting, it looks interesting, you know, you've got to move and weave in and out around the store. The only thing that you might want to add perhaps is a little bit more light, which can be used, you can use a torch and you can use some sea lanterns if you want. I mean, see. Still not fixed it. You can kind of like have these about the place. They have loads of You can add this pretty much anywhere. Torches never really looked that bad, so you can kind of just like, you can kind of like add these about the place. They have loads of light. You can add this pretty much anywhere. Torches never really looked that bad, so you can kind of just. Wherever you feel like you could maybe even like hide one here, you know, just be a little bit sneaky with all of your torch hiding. So maybe like one here, for instance, maybe even like one here. It's kind of like feel like you could maybe even like hide one here, you know, just be a little bit sneaky with all of your torch hiding. So maybe like one here, for instance, maybe even like one here. It's kind of like a dark looking store, but I think we've actually just made quite a lot of way in actually building that up. And ladies and gentlemen, that's kind of like the entire store built. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. That's kind of crazy. We've finished. So this is what the store will look like once it's been 100% fully completed. As you can see,
guys, we have revived Toys R Us. Toys R Us was the biggest toy store in the entire world. In the entire world. Oh, sorry. We have made a Toys R Us. Toys R Us was the biggest toy company that made all the children happy. And then sadly, Toys R Us shut down because they didn't make enough money. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. Hopefully you have guys enjoyed this video. Once again, rest in peace, Toys R Us.